Hello everybody, this is Gregory with 5-Minute Catholic Apologetics, where 5 minutes of your time may get you to the divine. Today we're going to talk about how to address people when you have to refuse going to their same-sex union. Now before we begin, let's start with a prayer. Nomine Patris et Filii et Spiritui Sancti. Amen. Gloria Patri et Filio et Spiritui Sancto, secutor in principio et nunc et semper, et saecula saeculorum. Amen. So this is very common for a lot of Catholics, and I would say Christians, conservative Christians, because I think liberal Christians from liberal Protestant denominations, and let's be fair, liberal Catholics would have no problems going to a same-sex union. But many Catholics have been confronted with this situation. You might know somebody, a coworker, family member, and they're wanting to have a same-sex union, and you're torn because you're expected to go, and you don't want to go because you understand that that's not really a marriage. And we have separate episodes on like what's the sacrament of marriage, and we have an episode here on some Christian proponents of same-sex union. You say, well, Jesus never decried or outlawed homosexual relations. So I'll make sure I put banners up there for that. So we're going to try to keep this video very, very narrow and not necessarily talk about why Catholics in good standing should not be going to same-sex unions. I would tell you, how do you respond to people? Clarity and charity. It's always the same thing, clarity and charity. If you have one and not the other, it's going to be problematic and a mistake. So what do I mean by clarity and charity? You need to be direct. So let's say you don't want to go to a same-sex union, but you don't tell the person why you're not going, then it just reinforces a lot of these people. And like some of these were born and raised Christians, born and raised Catholic Christians, and they left the faith for pastoral reasons, or they got a priest offended them or whatever. And they already have this stereotype which supports their reason for leaving religion in general, that Christians are uncaring, mean, homophobic, whatever you want to call it. And so by you not going without giving a reason not going reinforces that, and it reinforces, oh, these hypocrites, they think they don't sin, oh, these people think they're better than me, and so forth. So telling people, I cannot go to your union, the same reason I can't go to a heterosexual union of two Catholics that's outside of church, it's against canon law. So has nothing necessarily to do with the fact that they are two homosexuals wanting to have a same-sex union. It's the fact that canonically their marriage is not going to be recognized. So it does have something to do more with the same-sex union than it would with a heterosexual union outside of the church, because that is, at least in the land of natural law, it's a natural marriage, a man and a woman. Natural marriage, whereas a same-sex union is not a natural union. It's not sacramental, can never be sacramental, and so forth. But either way, you just explain to them. If you have young kids, you say, look, it's scandalous. If we go, it's leading to scandal and corruption of our children. St. Paul talks about how you need to avoid scandal and you need to avoid people in your life that sin. He talks about that in Corinthians, how you should kick out people in the church that are sinning, but when it comes to people outside of the church, there's nothing you can really do about it aside from stay away from them. But either way, you got to give clarity as to why you don't want to go. And if you're really not good at explaining why you can't go, but you just don't want to go against your conscience, then look up reasons on Catholic websites why Catholics should not be going to same-sex unions. Now, charity. Charity is really important, because if you're like, I can't go to your same-sex union because you're two homosexuals and you're going to burn in hell. What do we see in 1 Peter 3, right? Defend your faith in charity. You must be prepared to give a defense in charity, right? So how you present it is really important, because again, a lot of these people already have a negative view of religion, of Christianity, of Catholicism, whatever it is. And so if you're heavy-handed and mean and proselytizing, it just reinforces what they already think about Christians in general. So you just explain to them nicely, with charity, smile. Not like a fake smile, but smile and just be kind. And say, I love you, I will always love you, I care for you. I just, out of my own conscience, cannot go to your same-sex union. I hope you understand. And if you don't understand, I'm sorry, I can't go. And just smile and say, look, I still want to be friends with you. I still want to interact with you. blah, blah, blah. Always keep that channel open, I would tell you, when it comes to people who have left Christianity in general, because one day they might come back to you to answer questions. And if you're burning bridges, in the long run, it talks about in the very last verse of the Epistle of St. James, blessed are those who bring back people to the faith. You can't bring that person back to faith if you burn that bridge. So again, clarity, explain to them why you're not going, and charity, do it in kindness and love. Guys, post in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, take care, God bless, and pray.